Hey everybody, this is Dave from Tech Experts, and I'm live, and I am proud to be sharing with you about 2FA fatigue, or you may hear it referred to as MFA fatigue. What is this that I'm talking about, being fatigued by your 2FA or MFA? Well, what I mean is it's a tool hackers use to get into your accounts and get past your two-factor authentication. Basically, two-factor authentication, remember, is adding that second layer of identity confirmation to your account whenever you go ahead and log in. Now, there's a way hackers can try to get around this if you are having the notifications sent to something like your phone, where it'll prompt you for approval saying, hey, I'm trying to log in. And if you're working with multiple people in multiple locations, you may get pinged a bunch of times in a row as someone's trying to log in. If you're not paying attention, you suddenly get a bunch of notifications and you finally say, yes, that was me. Sure, that looks great. I was trying to log in. It may not have been you. It may not have been your coworker, your friend, or your family member that was trying to get in at all. And what they're trying to do is basically spam you or send enough trial notifications that eventually you just see that they're trying to log in. You're believing it's is someone you know and trust and thinking like, oh, they must have just forgotten the password. They must have typed it wrong. They didn't bother to hit me up. I'm getting this notification. I got 2 or 3 of them. My spouse, my coworker, someone's trying to log in. Oh, they're trying to log in from their phone or a different laptop, or maybe they cleared their cookies on their browser and everything has been reset because everything's nice and clean now. Yeah, it must really be them. I'm going to just go ahead and say approve. Now, if it wasn't truly the person you thought it was that was trying to get in, especially if they're not in the same like building or area where you could yell over to them, hey, was that you? Then you may end up approving somebody, especially if you work with people around the country or around the world, and it looks like it could possibly be them. They're in a different time zone, they're in a different section of the country, or they're out traveling today, or they're out doing stuff while they're running errands. And yeah, they probably pop in and check on something on the account they want to take care of for us or for me, or we're working together and I'm expecting someone to get in, but it's not really them because I'm not, confirmed that it was them. And they tried enough times that somebody was taking over their account or hacking their account while they're doing this, or they're on a public Wi-Fi, maybe they're not using a VPN, and someone's trying to steal their identity while they're trying to log in themselves. So even though it may look like it's correct, it really is fake. And the fake person is spoofing the real person. And the fact that you've gotten multiple attempts, you eventually just get tired of always being prompted by them because you feel like they're lazy or they should have known how to do this. That you just finally say, okay, approve. Yep, that must have been them. They said they were going to do whatever when they're out. So sure, that'll be them. And you approve it, and it turns out it's a hacker. So they're basically sending you multiple tries, and that you get annoyed with enough tries eventually as a human, or you're busy, that you're just like, yep, approve, fine, go away. To make it stop, you may approve it rather than denying it or following up and doing your due diligence to bother to check in with the person you think it is that's trying to log in. And in that process, you inadvertently, accidentally, and unintentionally allow the hackers in. Now that they've gotten in and they're past the fact that you're using two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication, they have a more full ability to take over your account. They can even redirect that 2FA or MFA to a new tool before you're able to realize that you lost control. And this is one of those ways we're seeing people hack into the YouTube channels that get taken over. So someone may be like, well, we had 2FA turned on. You did have 2FA turned on. You were using it correctly. but somebody else was posing as your coworker or your other team member, attempting to log in through their credentials into your YouTube channel or your account. And they were basically spamming the thing enough times until you got tired of seeing it. Even if it's not right in a row, it could be several times over the day or over the week, that eventually you just get tired of seeing those notifications pop up. That's the 2FA fatigue. And you click OK one time when you shouldn't. And it just took the one time. And once they see it's approved and in, they're immediately going to take action to say, we're in. Let's take over everything we can. Let's knock out everybody else that's in the account. Let's redirect all the account authorizations to ourselves, and then we can proceed to do whatever we want to do with the account. So the first objective is going to be, once I'm in, knock off any other members that are automatically in right now, change where the 2FA authorization direction goes to, and change the master username and password if possible, or as soon as possible, or to elevate their current credentials to the top admin position, that they can then knock out any other person that tries to get in and block them out from being able to get in. And once they basically have knocked everybody out, retaken control of that account, they then have all the time they need to be able to continue to do whatever sort of havoc they want to do. They can change your site's name, they can change your site's details, they can take stuff down, they could delete it, or they could just make it private, and they could post up whatever they want, being maybe a new name or a new promotion saying, hey, we're promoting this. You want to invest in our crypto? This is a quick time to make some great extra cash in this crypto. Invest in this link here, and you can make the quick bucks that you're hoping to make just like we do. This is going to go and explode and be huge. Clicking this link gets you in on the deal early. When you get in on the deal early, you will make all the profits just like me. Look at how great and rich I am, and posing as somebody else and taking over your channel, and using basically your audience as a pool, or your audiences as pools to pull data from. Now, they could also do other things. They could be looking at stealing any intellectual property you have. So if you have personal data in there, or use something that's done really well, maybe you've got a video that went viral, then they could then try to steal that video or repost it under another account that they have, and take all that viral information and redirect your customers to them on another site. They could also look at taking over your email. Once they have that email address, they will proceed to take over as many other accounts that are connected to it. So that's why it's always important to use more than one account when you're doing your multi-factor authentication, and when you're doing your social media sites, to be using not just the main account, but have a secondary account that you can use, so that if they take that account over, your main business account isn't compromised as well. So the fatigue, though, it just basically comes from people trying, and you eventually getting tired of seeing notifications, like you have that coworker who doesn't pay attention and can't remember their password and mistypes it every time. It's like that type of a thing. And you're like, I'm just tired of always getting notified. I'm going to say approve. They can get in, they can change their password to fix it, whatever. Then they won't have a problem, and it'll be okay, and I can get my work done. But in your tiredness of being prompted, you actually have given away the keys to the kingdom, so to speak, to the attacker. So it's critical that we put other tools in place to help prevent this. Now, having the 2FA or the MFA in place using one format is awesome, and it's better than no tool at all. So not using 2FA is not the answer either. That it will not get you around the 2FA fatigue effectively. Yes, you won't get fatigued, but then you are also immediately much more open to being attacked, and the attacker can then get in and take over without you ever even noting that they were trying or doing anything. So this is critical. And it won't just be your social media accounts. It can be something like your streaming service accounts that they'll try to get in through first because sharing happens with that. So if you are one that shares your streaming account with like your family members or your friends and they're not all in the same household and people may be traveling or around the country, that will often be a place where they'll try to breach your account first. And then once they have that account information used to get in, they'll repurpose that information to try to attack other portions of your account because they know successfully taken over one account. Now they can easily take over other accounts using that same information because we commonly reuse usernames and passwords as human beings. Even though it's not always advisable, we do it because it is more convenient. So the convenience factor needs to change. The more convenient and easier solution I have for you is using a hardware token key. This is my favorite way to get around this because it prevents things like phishing scams, but it's big on preventing the 2FA fatigue because you won't get prompted for that other person's key. They will be prompted to provide their own key, which is the whole solution that you don't have to be interrupted when they're trying to get back in. You don't have to approve them. They have a tool to approve themselves. And only the person holding the tool in their hand can approve their account. So that's where the 2FA hardware key, like a YubiKey here, makes so much sense. This one little device I have here is my YubiKey. Is USB-A and NFC, so it works with my phone and my desktop or my laptop. Is the one key I need to be able to get into all my accounts. And if I don't physically have the key, I don't get prompted, or my wife or somebody else doesn't get prompted for me, and they don't get the 2FA fatigue that we would normally see and able to get in. So by using a hardware key, and everyone on your team needs to have their own set, and set is the keyword. You should have 2 as a minimum for each person. Each person has one that is their primary that they use all the time, and the secondary one should be tucked away and locked away in a safe someplace as a backup. It's like having a backup set of car keys or a backup set of home door keys. You have that backup that you tuck away in case something happens that you need to be able to get back in, or you leave it with another person that you're trusting and have them lock it in a safe for you that keeps it safe, that there's a backup someplace else. And then you put this on your keychain and you can use it all day and all night. Wherever you go, you just keep it with you and you use this one little key and don't have to worry about phishing scams, hardware attacks through 2FA fatigue. So I get fatigued saying that. Or any other sort of way where someone could steal it, even if it was on your phone and you lost your phone and it prompts onto your phone. Then if you lost your phone, they would be able to pick up those prompts they sent for themselves to your phone to unlock and get into all your accounts. By having a key like this, we can avoid all of those things and keep all of our accounts safe. In convenience, it's as convenient as the hitting the thing on the phone because it's the same thing. It's quicker, it's easier, and I like it better because I don't even need to have an internet connection and I don't need to have a cellular service to be able to use this. And you may say, well, when does that ever happen and why is that ever important? Well, sometimes when you're logging into an app or you have a tool that is secured on your machine and you need to be able to get into it, or you have an account that you are keeping secure, you can use this to unlock that even if you don't have any internet access. So maybe it's something like your password manager. I recommend everyone use their 2FA hardware key for your password manager along with your strong master password. Why is this? Because the master password is 1 point and this gives you 2 points of security. Now you may say, but why would I log in my password manager if I'm not online or on the internet? Because at times you can store extra information in your password manager that you may want to just be able to retrieve that's not necessarily just a password. So if you left yourself some notes, maybe you're keeping the password to your Wi-Fi that you have in there and you need to share it with somebody. you can look up your password for your Wi-Fi, even though you can't get to it and you don't have any internet access because there's no way to get on the Wi-Fi without the password. But you have your password manager on your phone or your laptop. You can authenticate to get into your password manager, retrieve your password for accessing your Wi-Fi that you maybe need to share with someone like a visiting guest or a housekeeper or a caretaker, and be able to access that even when your internet access or your phone isn't working. So if your internet's not working and your phone service is out, but you still have the Wi-Fi router running in your home to connect everything together on your network, and you're using like a UPS to keep it going during a storm, the storm knocks everything out, you can still retrieve your username, your password, and all your information you would need from your password manager using your 2FA key and using the hardware key to get you in, even though the other tools aren't currently available due to the weather and interruptions outside. And it's also great for traveling when you're not trusting the Wi-Fi service that you may have access to. So if you're in the airport and you're not feeling great about the public Wi-Fi, or you're in a hotel and you're not sure if the Wi-Fi is good or having trouble connecting to their Wi-Fi for some reason, or you haven't gotten the right key code, you can use your YubiKey to unlock any of your accounts, including your laptop, and be able to get in without having to have it come through the hotel or the airport Wi-Fi. And that is why I like to have a hardware key that's not bound by any sort of outside service to generate the code for me. And like I said, it's great the fact that you personally have to have it. So in case something happens to your device and you lose your device that you normally keep your keys on, this is the device that has your keys, and without it, someone can't get in. It protects against that 2FA fatigue of someone being pinged as you are trying to get in someplace strange that may not look like you. Even if it is, or even if it isn't, and it protects your coworkers from being the one who was responsible for letting somebody in thinking it was you. So I hope you find this video helpful. That is what 2FA fatigue is basically you've got pinged too many times to agree to let somebody in or authorize an approval for something, and you just end up approving when you weren't really truly positive it was the right person, or someone was impersonating the right person and you believed it was right even though it really wasn't. This helps get around that by using a hardware key, and helps you have less stress because you don't have to worry about that approval process that is then turned back over to the person who is doing the real work. Frees up your time, frees up your mind, and lets you do more, be joyful, and be happy, and be successful. Thank you all for joining me live today. I didn't really see a lot of people pop on, but I will shout everybody out. Thank you, everyone in the MMC. Thank you for my friends and my family. Thank you for everyone in the Tech Experts, and thank you for everyone on YouTube and Facebook for watching me. I appreciate this. If you found this video helpful, please give me the big thumbs up, like it, share it, send it to your friends and family. Let someone know 2FA fatigue is a real thing and there are options for getting around it. Make sure you leave me a comment in the comment section down below. If you want to know how I can help you get a link to the YubiKeys, I can send you links to those. Leave me a comment or DM me. And if you're on YouTube, I have links to the YubiKeys down below, or you can check out any of my other YouTube videos on YubiKeys and 2FA and MFA, what it is, why you need to use it, and why you need to figure out which services work, or what methods I should say work with your sites. It is critical we do these things, critical we put them in place, and critical we are doing the things to make sure everything stays secure and we're not unknowingly or unfortunately easily exposing ourselves to attackers, hackers, phishers, and anyone else out there that's doing nefarious things trying to get into our accounts. Again, I'm Dave of Tech Experts. If you need any help, please click the link to book a call or DM me or leave me a comment, and we'll hook you up With a call link, we'll have a consultation on how to get it all in place and protect your personal data. Again, I look forward to working with you and seeing you next time.